Hey bro, do you sometimes see girls that you want to meet, but you don't do it? Maybe you see a really, really cute girl at the coffee shop or in the library and you don't approach her because you have this approach anxiety. Then I can really relate to your story, bro, because I've been in that situation. When I started out approaching girls in the public, I had crazy approach anxiety. Like I could see 10 cute girls in a day and maybe approach one or zero. And I really studied this, and that was the reason why I began to study this approach anxiety a lot, because I realized if you can get over your approach anxiety, then you can really get good with girls. And in this video, I will talk about a subject called exposure therapy that the psychiatrists use to help people with anxiety, not only approach anxiety, and how you can use this to get over your anxiety and actually meet the cute girl that you want to. Um, yeah. So hold on. I hope this will help you. It have helped me and also some of my clients. I want to start with a bit story before I dig into this exposure therapy and how you can use it as approach anxiety. I want to give you a little story how it's been used in other areas in life. So there was this woman. This is a true story. There was this woman who began to date this guy, and this guy, he loved the reptiles, he loved the snakes, he loved the spiders and so on. And at his place, he had the snakes, real snakes at his home. This girl really liked the guy, but this girl really, really hated snakes. She had a big, big anxiety about snakes. And she also had like a background within the psychiatry thing and so on. So she began to use the exposure therapy to actually be more comfortable around snakes, because this guy, he would not give up the snakes and this girl wanted to get over to his place and so on. So what she did was that first she began to read about snakes, online Wikipedia, read about snakes, are they dangerous and so on, get to learn them. Then she began to see picture of snakes, slowly begin to expose herself to this thing that she was scared of. So she read about snakes, she saw pictures of snakes, and she got a little bit more familiar with snakes. And then she bought a snake toy and had it in her home, and she pet it and so on, and slowly began to get more exposed to the thing about snakes. So she read about snakes, she got a snake toy, and then slowly she felt more comfortable about like seeing snakes, not touching snakes, but just seeing snakes. So she got over to the guy she was dating, and she just was standing very, very far away from the snakes, just looking at the snakes. And then next time she went over to the guy again, some weeks later, and she got closer to the snake and looked at the snake. She was scared, of course, but this slowly exposure got her more familiar with the snakes that she didn't like at all. After some months, she began to be more comfortable being at his place, even though there were snakes, of course, in a cage. And then after some while, she also touched the snake and had the snake in her arm and so on. And after some while, she didn't thought about the snakes anymore, and she was not afraid about visiting and so on, visiting him. That's a true story, and that is how you can use exposure therapy also with approaching girls and get over your approach anxiety. Because if I was you and I had this crazy approach anxiety and I wanted to meet girls, but you always feel that something in you is holding you back, and maybe you're really, really new into meeting girls in public, my advice, if we should use the exposure therapy that I also have used on some of my clients, is that I will go out in the street first, and then I will be comfortable being in the street. I'll be comfortable being in this social settings, see persons walking around and so on. Just like take some deep breath, take deep breath, just walk on the street and just be comfortable in the area where you can meet girls. I'm not saying that you should approach girls. You're actually not going to do that, but you should just be familiar with being out in the public. When you begin to be familiar with that, I want you to begin to see cute girls in the public. Not approaching them, just see them. Just see, oh, there's a cute girl, walk, there's a cute girl, there's a cute girl over there. And then I want you to imagine that you're going to approach them. And I want you to imagine that you're getting a positive reaction. And I want you to imagine that you can actually stop her and she will stop and you can have a conversation with her and you can get her number and you can go on a date and you can get married and get 5 kids. I want you to imagine that. I'm not gonna say you're not going to approach her yet. And I will do that for a couple of weeks. Go out in public, be comfortable being in the public. See cute girls, imagine yourself that you can approach them, but don't approach them. And imagine yourself that you can have a conversation, you can make a laugh, you can have a conversation, boom, 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 go on a date and so on. When you feel comfortable about that, I will begin to maybe ask some people on the street about the time, about direction. Smile to a person. I'm not talking about girls yet. When you feel comfortable enough to stop a stranger and ask for the time, maybe ask for direction and so on, and you feel that, I can do that. So you both feel comfortable being in a public setting. You feel comfortable about imagining you and a girl talk on the street. And you're comfortable about approaching a stranger on the street and ask for the direction and number. Then it's time to approach girls, but not to go on a date. I want you to approach girls that look friendly. You know, see a girl in your age around that looks friendly. Not that don't look cute or hot. It's okay if she look cute, but just friendly. That you're like, I can go up to her. She looks friendly, and then go up to the girl and then ask for her number. No, not ask for her number. Ask for direction. Ask for the time, and so on. Because then you're slowly getting more used to approaching girls, but you're not going out and approaching the really, really hot girl that can feel very intimidating for you. But you're just approaching girls that looks friendly, and you ask for the number, or you ask for direction and so on. When you begin to do that, you realize something is going to happen. You realize that you can actually approach a girl and she will stop, and maybe she will also get a good reaction, and she will give you the answer. She will give you a direction or tell you the time, and you will in a slowly subtle way, you'll be like, hey, I can actually stop a girl and she will stop and I can have a small conversation. And when you feel comfortable with that, then the next step is that I want you to go to a girl that you find attractive. And then I want you to stop and say, hey, I just thought you look cute. Have a great day. Nothing more. You're not allowed to have a conversation. You just go over to a cute girl and say, hey, I just thought you look cute. Have a great day. This thing is really, really good because when you do this, you will get a lot of positive reactions. A lot. Because you're not trying to force anything. The girl can feel, hey, I just got a compliment. That was nice. And she smiled. And then you begin to associate the thing about approaching girls as a really positive and nice thing, because you just give a compliment, she smiles and leaves. And when you feel like you're on the top of the world and you feel like I can do that, it's great. Then the next step will be to actually approach a girl and try to see if you have a connection with the girl. You try to see if you have a connection with the girl. You're not trying to get her number. You're not trying to force a conversation. You're trying to see if you have some kind of chemistry or connection. So you go up to a girl and you stop her, and then you tell her why you stopped her. Maybe you stop a girl and you say, I just thought you had some really nice pants, or I just really love your smile, or I just thought you looked cute. Yeah, I just want to meet you real quick. Then you take in her reaction, and maybe you just say, hey, my name is Simon. Hey, what's your name? Okay. And then you just have a conversation back and forth. And then if you don't like the girl, if you don't like her vibe, then you need to leave. But if you feel there's something here, and you can feel that, okay, we have some kind of connection, then try to get the number. And then go from there. So if you want to use this exposure therapy, I would first get used to the public setting. Then I will get used to imagining myself approaching girls. Then I will approach people and ask for the number or ask for the direction. Then I will approach friendly girls that looks nice and friendly, and I will ask for the direction. And when you feel comfortable about that, I will approach cute girls and give them a compliment and then leave. And when you feel comfortable about that, I will approach girls with the mindset and intention of that I want to tell her she's cute and I want to see if we have a connection. But if we don't have a connection, I will leave again. Because we want to remove all the anxiety that you need to perform. A lot of guys, they think they need to perform. They think they need to, okay, there's a cute girl, I need to say this, do this, and then I need to take the number and do this. Don't do that, because you're actually telling yourself that you're not good enough. Because why would you perform if you were good enough? And when you are in a performing stage, it gives you anxiety, because then you think that, okay, I need to do this and this, and your heart beats more. So the end result, when you work on the exposure therapy, the end goal should be that you see a cute girl, you want to meet her and see if we have a connection. And you should be ready to reject her if you don't like her. And if you try and you have a connection and you see you have a match, take a number. That is the stage. And that is how I would use exposure therapy to crush your approach anxiety, but also end in a place where you also will get in genuine conversation that will also benefit you, and you'll get the best results. So I hope this video helped you with the exposure therapy. It can be an effective step, and I really hope that it will help you. And remember, if you want to get really good and crush your approach anxiety and use exposure therapy, stop watching more videos. Go out on the street and do it. And if you want my help, check out my description. And